And joining me now is 10 News political analyst Dr. Ed Lynch. A very busy day, politically speaking, today. We'll talk about the Iowa caucuses in just a moment. But first, your thoughts on the president's speech tonight.
Well, I was surprised at some of the things that were not included in the speech. He did not bring up impeachment at all, which a lot of people expected he would. He did not talk about the Iowa caucuses and the chaos that's going on with that. And it was also fairly light on new policy initiatives for the next 4 years, which could turn into a problem as he tries to explain to the American people why he deserves another 4 years.
Yeah, he didn't really talk about what he's going to do so much as what he's already done.
That's right. And that's certainly a part of any re-election campaign. And let's face it, most State of the Union addresses are political, and when they're in an election year like this one, they're going to be even more political. And part of that is boasting about what you've done and your accomplishments, and we certainly saw a lot of that. But he also directed the attention away from himself to some very special guests in the gallery as well.
Well, and I've got to ask you what you think tonight. So the president gave controversial conservative talk show host Rush Limbaugh the Medal of Freedom tonight, right there during his speech. He had the First Lady drape it around his neck. Do you agree that that was highly unusual?
It was certainly very unusual to have it done right there in the House chamber. There is the Congressional Medal of Honor, which is usually referred to simply as the Medal of Honor. That's sort of the privilege and the prerogative of Congress to give that. But at the same time, this is a president who cannot resist a dramatic television moment. So with the diagnosis of cancer, there was going to be some recognition of Rush Limbaugh.
Yeah, Limbaugh announcing this week he has stage 4 lung cancer. So,
right.
Maybe time was of the essence. I'm not sure. I don't want to go. I don't want to go there. But it did seem unusual to do that tonight. Now let's go over to Iowa. Buttigieg and Warren and Sanders all coming in ahead of Biden. Does that surprise you? Do you think that'll continue?
Well, in the last few days, we've seen Joe Biden draw some very small crowds at the caucuses themselves. The people who were there for Joe Biden were a lot fewer. Joe Biden's support is very broad, but it's not very deep. And in a caucus state where you have to convince people to spend 3 hours at a school hall or something like this, it's intensity of support that really matters. And that's where Sanders and Buttigieg have it all over Joe Biden.
Okay, very good. Ed, thank you very much. Appreciate
My pleasure.
you being with us tonight. Again, a busy night in politics.